Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
And we're back bringing you all our thoughts on everything happening in nerd culture. My God, how are you guys? How are you guys doing this week?
Doing great this week.
Yeah,
Tired. Very tired.
James, where were you last week? I didn't see.
I was out of town. Yeah, visiting family.
Oh, okay. James is
Yeah.
always out of town, perpetually out of town. The
No big
king.
trip this time. Not this time, at least. I gotta catch up with Shannon.
No. You go on more trips than I do. What do you mean?
We might gotta count that.
I'm not going. I didn't know. That's 100%.
We gotta compare frequent flyer miles. That's how you get to the bottom of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Hold up bank statements.
I'm going on one more trip for the year in December. How many
Sheesh.
trips are you going on before the end of the year, James?
I only have one planned for my birthday, so like New Year's, but
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'd be missing the pod that time.
Does that technically count for this year or next year?
No, that's next year.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's next year. Wait, James, is your birthday on
December
January
31st.
December 31st? That does count as this year.
Oh,
Yes. Technically.
Well, we're tied then.
Yeah. No, we're not tied. I still think you went more places than I did this year. My brother's birthday is the day after yours on the 1st. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a good
My
guy.
dad's birthday is on the day before.
Oh, really?
That's
That's so
another
weird.
good guy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so let's talk about James, you weren't here last week, so why don't you catch us up first on your nerdy things that you've been up to?
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been binge watching some anime shows. So it started with that IGN list of top 25. So I started with that list and I was like, all right, this guy's taste is not good. So then I've been I've just been looking at other stuff that's highly acclaimed. So stuff that is like on most people's popularity lists. So actually the anime like tracking website that I use, I forgot what it's called. Let me pull it up here. My Anime List or AnyList.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah. So I've been using that and they have like a ranking of all the animes and movies that are in people's lists. So I just go to the most popular instead of like highest rated. So I figure most popular, it'll be like, okay, a lot of people seeing this, so it has to be good, or whether or not it's good. Because rankings are kind of subjective, but if everybody's watching it, numbers don't lie. So yeah, I've been going through some of those. So I actually watched one called Banana Fish.
Oh, Banana Fish.
Extremely
I've heard about
sad.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Prepare yourself. I don't know what it was about. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but yeah, it's super sad. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna watch
check
Banana Fish. Banana Fish is one of those things where I've heard a lot of like traumatic things about, and I'm just like, maybe I'll skip this. But a lot of people talk about it.
I don't know what I thought it was about, but it wasn't about anything that I thought it was about. It was a tragedy indeed. So yeah, I watched that, and then the other thing I watched. So after that, I was like, oh, I need a palate cleanser. I need to watch something wholesome. So I watched Howl's Moving Castle. I had never seen that.
What?
So it's a Studio Ghibli movie. Yeah, it came out in 2004. I don't know where I've been while this was popular.
Guys are sleeping on Ghibli.
Yeah, but 2004, I was a different person. I was probably only watching like Battle Shonen at that time. So yeah, no, I like Howl's Moving Castle. It looked really good too. So for the year that it came out, like visually, it looked stunning.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Shout out Studio Ghibli. I might try to watch some more of their movies. So I'm not sure where I'm going to go next with my list. I heard you guys talking about the K-drama, and yeah, I'm not even going to pretend I'm going to watch that. But you guys,
but it's so good.
Yeah, you guys enjoy that one. I'll keep on.
Why? Wait. Stop. No. Wait. James, why? Why not?
Live action drama shows aren't too interesting to me. Actually, I like any live action drama. The only ones that I actually like are tend to be drug dealer shows. So Snowfall, Power. Actually, I like P-Valley a lot too. That's not really about. I mean, there's drug mention, but not that I'm like a drug addict or anything. But it's just that those are the stories that are more interesting,
Those shows
like gangster
are on
films.
fire.
But
Yeah.
The
this
Wire,
is wait,
Sopranos,
but this guys,
Breaking Bad.
Snowdrop
Ozark.
is a high action show. There's so much going on in there. I don't want to give it away because I don't want to give away what
Can
happened
I
in the
say
show.
something real
But
quick?
it's not a romance. It is 30% romance, 70% action.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay. So first, I don't know if Shannon was trying to like do shots at us, James, but I
I
felt
think
some
she
type of
was.
way when she was like, "Oh, I was surprised y'all liked Oshinoko. If y'all like that, then y'all are
Yeah,
gonna like this." And then
that was
I
some heavy
actually
shade.
looked it up. I looked it up and I seen the cover and I didn't read the description, nothing. I just seen the picture of what was the show and I was like, wait, this
Don't
is what she's saying. She said
no,
comparing
guys.
with Oshinoko. Okay, I got
No,
you. And then you said an hour and a half episodes of this. But I'm gonna check it out. I
no, no,
just
no,
didn't get a
guys,
chance
guys.
to, Shannon. I
Don't.
am gonna check it out.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna check it
Don't let the cover fool you. It is not. It turns into something
out.
completely different. Completely different, guys. I'm telling you, that show is amazing. I'm on the edge of my seat every single episode. It is
And you
crazy.
know she didn't like Oshinoko, right, Jan?
I did like Oshinoko. I just didn't like the
Yeah, she
end.
thought it was what, like a 7?
She
I
thought it
thought
was lame.
no, I did not think it was lame. I just didn't like the end of it. That's all.
Gotcha. Yeah. So whatever's next on my list, I'll pull it from any list. But yeah, I just go to their popularity list and then see what a lot of people are checking out. So I might go by the year or maybe I'll just go all time. But yeah, actually I think I'm gonna watch Princess Momonosuke next. That's another, I think it's Studio Ghibli.
Mononoke. Yeah, it is. That's a good
Oh,
movie.
Momonosuke. Oh, that's a One Piece character I just said. Yeah, Momonoke. So
Yeah.
I may watch that next. Yeah, I think I got binge burnout. I've been binging so much these past couple weeks.
Have you
So
been
yeah,
watching
I
any
may.
Marvel stuff, or have you fallen off of Marvel?
Nah, I'm still, the last thing I seen was Ant-Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not been on my heart to watch. So yeah, I just been watching like anime. And then a couple TV shows too. The Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. I've been watching. So I'm finally caught up in that. That's really good. You guys should check it out. And then I've been playing Deathloop still. I thought it was going to be removed from PlayStation Store, but it's actually, you can't download it for free anymore. So if you have it, you have it. But yeah, I haven't beat that yet. And I told myself I was going to try to beat Horizon before Spider-Man came out. But yeah, we're less than a month away now, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Oh, and I got a new Spider-Man comic.
Nice.
See, yeah, they gave me the
Nice,
plastic
nice.
bag and the backboard this time. Usually they don't.
Yeah,
They must
add it
know
to
I'm a
the
legit
collection.
fan now. Yep, still have not read a single one. But
They're not to read. They're just to keep in the plastic bag. That's it.
exactly. I
Forever
think
and
I might try to
ever.
binge the story this week. And then the one thing I'm going to read this
You
week,
gotta.
Kagura Bachi.
Oh, I saw that recommendation. I was gonna check it out if it came out.
Yeah, so this anime, oh, it's a manga. It just started. So there's one chapter out. I think it's like 50 something pages. It already has an anime adaptation coming. That's how popular this thing got.
Oh,
Off of just
I'm
one
gonna get on
chapter.
that.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely read this because why is everybody so hyped? I gotta figure it out.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's this? What's it called?
Kagura Bachi.
Okay. I feel like I haven't heard of that.
He me neither. He just put the link in the chat, and I saw the picture, and I was like, I'm reading that. I just saw that one picture that it showed.
Yeah, it surpassed a couple things in manga sales already. So I think
Insane.
like Spy Family and something else. And yeah, this thing has only had one chapter out. And
Wow.
whichever Shonen Jump it's in. So we'll see if it's worth the hype.
And they're adapting it already, and there's only one chapter out. How are they supposed to do that?
It was announced that the plans are there. I guess because of the hype factor, but yeah, it definitely will not be much of a story yet. So
Yeah.
this is probably going to be a while away.
Interesting.
Did you get a chance to watch To Your Eternity?
Me?
No, I
It's an
forgot to watch
anime
that.
that we recommend. I recommended last week. You should check it out. It's a little on the
Put this
sad
on my
side,
list.
but
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm not
really
watching that.
interesting.
It's not that.
I'm gonna put it on my eventually.
Well,
It's a little sad, but I mean,
I didn't get that far, so I can't really say how much more sad it gets.
but it gets really really interesting.
Listen, I'm on a strike from your guys' suggestions until you watch Snowdrop.
Oh,
I'm telling you guys, Snowdrop is not what it looks like. It's a crazy show. It is crazy. It's crazy.
maybe.
It's all about, it's a little bit about romance, like literally like 30%. Then it's about like political schemes and scandal and freaking, I don't know, corruptness. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you. It's not
Subtitles?
Well, I recommend that you watch it. Well, there's an English dub, but I don't recommend that you watch an English dub on a live action. I recommend that you watch it in Korean with English subtitles. Yes, that's the best way to do it. It's very good.
Got it.
I'm telling
I'll
you.
give it a try just so you respect my future recommendations.
And then when you guys end up liking it, I don't want to have to say. I'm looking forward to saying I told you so because it's so good.
So if we
Oh,
don't
man.
like it, can I just come on and say no comment?
Yes,
And then we
but
move
guys,
on?
you have to give it. And I know that, guys, I know the episodes are long, but you have to give it at least 2 episodes because the first episode is trying to establish all the storylines, so it's a little like but you have to give it. You have to give it 2. You have to give it 2. I told you that last week, Jaja. You have to give it 2 episodes.
3 hours.
No,
Can I
I'm
watch
laughing
this
at
at 2x
James's
speed?
face when you said when you said you have to watch 2 episodes and then 3 hours. James's face. That shit was hilarious.
But then you're gonna appreciate the fact that the episodes are so long because it's so good. So good. I've just been taking my time watching it. I'm in the middle of episode 13 right now, and there's only 16 episodes, so I'm almost done. So I'm very sad that it's coming to an end for me, this journey that I've been taking on. It's really good, though. I'm telling you.
So I'm going to watch that first episode, and if it don't grab me...
I said 2, though. I said you got to give it 2.
But listen, I'm comparing it to the anime that you compared it to recommend it to us.
At least 2.5. By the middle of the second episode, you'll definitely want to watch that.
Man. Next thing you know, we got to watch the whole series.
No. I'm telling you guys, it picks up. I think, so it's like one of those things where like it's establishing storylines, and then at the end of the first episode, you're like, oh, this is what's happening, and then you keep going from there. I'm telling you guys, It's so good.
Okay, I can see it. So it is like Oshinoko.
Yeah.
That first episode establishes stuff.
Yes.
But I'll go for next on my nerdy things. It's less anime, more video game stuff. But I have been like trying to keep up with One Piece, watching episodes here and there. But I have been playing Starfield like crazy as much as I can. And I'm enjoying that game. I can give an updated review on that because I do have to revise some of the stuff that I said. But I've been playing that, but I did have to pause for a little bit and try out Liza P because that dropped. And
what is that?
It's another Soul-like game. It's supposed to be like a Pinocchio-inspired, like dark fantasy theme. I didn't get too far in the story. I just wanted to test it out because I do want to like really play Starfield before I start playing that. But it's really good. If you have Game Pass, you should check it out. It's very similar to Dark Souls, and it looks like the story is a little bit more interesting. So yeah. Been playing the beta of this game called The First Descendant. I saw an ad on my dashboard, and they got me to click it. I downloaded it, and it was a pretty cool game. It's like a looter shooter. I guess you could most similar to like Destiny. Like you're in a hub, then you go do missions. You run around shooting aliens, and you got a grapple hook, which is pretty cool. So you can grapple hook around, and I guess that's the gimmick. But I haven't seen much advertisement for this game. But it's pretty dope. I'm interested to see what happens when it comes out. And nothing miraculous. It's not doing anything groundbreaking. It's very similar to Destiny. So, but I like the way it feels and the way the guns sound. It's pretty cool. And so that's a pretty cool game. I do have an announcement. Gotham Knights is coming to Game Pass October next month. So
let me put it on my list.
I'm so happy about that. We got another banger. Everybody hated on that game, and I think they made some updates to it, and I'm gonna play that definitely.
Yeah, I was definitely.
So James, if you get on that game, let me know because it's co-op. We could.
Oh yeah, we can co-op.
Run through that. Yeah. What else? What else I got? Oh, and then a lot of Xbox news. I watched the Tokyo Game Conference. I loved it, and yeah. We could talk about that when it comes to video games, but a lot of Xbox news came out. A lot of like new games, and just the Xbox leak that happened. So,
yep, we will get to that soon. I'll go just really quickly, but I'm very angry because I did Jaja's podcast homework. He recommended that I watch some episodes of To Your Eternity.
What?
Granted, I only watched 2 episodes, but I feel like that's more than what Jaja did this week.
Dang, Jaja,
Mhm.
you let the pod down.
I know, I did. Even though 2 episodes isn't equal to 1 episode of Snowdrop, you have to watch at least one more
Yeah,
episode
but at least,
of To Your Eternity.
I started it. At least I started
Yeah,
it. So
you got that. You
I
got me
watched
on
that. It's an interesting concept. It's good though. It's good. It is a little bit sad, like Jaja said, but not too sad where I feel like you wouldn't be able to watch it. But I don't know because I have only 2 episodes in, so I don't know if it gets sadder than
Keep
that.
going. Keep going.
Okay, well then okay, well then I'll brace myself for that. But I started watching that. It's pretty good. I finished watching My Happy Marriage. The season's over. So that was good. And I'm looking forward. It got announced. It got renewed for season 2. So I am looking forward to that whenever that comes out. What else did I do? I didn't read any One Piece this week. I'm on a One Piece break officially. It took me forever to get to chapter 110, whatever chapter I'm on, 120. I don't know. So I'm like, this is too much One Piece for my brain right now. I'm gonna take a break. I need to read a regular book for a little bit. So I've switched back over to normal word novels, and I will come back to One Piece soon. But I feel like that's how you have to digest it. Otherwise, you're gonna get tired of it, you know? So on a small break, just a couple weeks. What else have I done? I think that's it. I definitely have not been playing any video games recently, but I need to get back on my PlayStation because I need to finish Final Fantasy before and play the DLC before the second part comes out in February. So I'm gonna get on that soon. I haven't turned on my PlayStation in a long time, so I need to. And Spider-Man comes out in a couple weeks, so definitely have to
Oh yeah, we need that.
warm up the PlayStation chops for that. But that was all of my nerdy things.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff to get to. It's like an Xbox show today. All we're doing is talking about Xbox.
I was gonna say, speaking of nerds, the company known for being like nerds, the biggest nerd geek company. Yeah, Microsoft. We're about to go heavy on them. Shout out to Microsoft. They've been killing it. They've been killing it.
They've been
And
in
I
the
do
news a
want to
lot this
say,
week. Mm-hmm.
I'm doubling down on because I think I said.
Wait. Hello?
Yeah, we
Hi.
lost Jaja's audio.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just me. I was like, wait, I can't hear you guys. Wait, Jaja, are you there?
Yes, thing is on mute.
Did I mute myself?
Yes, you did. That's why you did mute yourself.
Why can't I hear you guys? Hold on. I think my Bluetooth is acting funny.
Oh no.
Oh man.
James, gotta watch Snowdrop, man.
I just put on my list. It's a bit far down, but
No.
it's on there.
Put it up.
All right,
Up.
I'm good. I'm good now.
Has to be up for podcast homework. Yes. Okay, sorry, Jaja. Go ahead. Continue.
My bad. I just went out on you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all right. I use
what was
the
saying?
time you were gone to try to coerce James to watching Snowdrop.
But I was saying during the what was that? What were we talking about?
We were talking
Oh,
about
okay.
Xbox. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, but during the summer when all the video game press conferences came out, like I was saying that, this seems like the shift in like video game war, like Microsoft getting momentum because Sony came out. Like, you guys have awesome, not you guys. I'm talking to Sony. I don't know if y'all rep for Sony or whatever, but like
If they pay me.
PlayStation has some bangers coming out, some awesome games that I want to buy a PlayStation to play. But that's been like the consistent theme for PlayStation for forever. Like, you guys have awesome games, that's why you get a PlayStation. But when I think of like the long-term plan for PlayStation, it's like I'm scared for PlayStation because I don't know what the game plan is. It's not clear. And Microsoft's is like clear as day. Like, even before the leak happened, you could see like they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So I think this is a very interesting time in gaming, and I'm excited for the future.
It's a
Okay.
very interesting time for Xbox. Multiple things got leaked from them, including their future plans and also Phil Spencer's desire to literally buy up every single video game entity on the market right now.
That's my guy, Phil Spencer.
Um,
Shout out to you. You are killing it. You're doing an
I
awesome job.
Based on this email, I can kind of understand why their deal to buy Activision Blizzard has been so drawn out and long because I feel I don't know. But earlier this week, one of his emails leaked that kind of showed his intention to buy Nintendo, or he like really wanted to buy Nintendo. But not only Nintendo, he was also interested in buying, what else do we have here? I think Warner Studios, right? And then
He wants Valve. He wants
Valve.
everything.
Yeah, everything. Everything. Calm down, Phil.
But
So
can I ask you a question?
yes.
If you had billions and billions of dollars at your disposal, wouldn't you want to buy Nintendo and your gaming company?
Sure. Okay, but he wants to, yeah, Nintendo, Valve, it's Warner Brothers Interactive. Sorry, correction earlier. ZeniMax, a bunch of things. Does he want to
I'm
buy
just
TikTok?
saying,
Does he want to buy
it
TikTok
looks
too? There's something in here about TikTok.
I, I think it looks crazy to us because I can't fathom having that much amount of money or just the opportunity to even think about buying Nintendo or buying even a small game development company. But
He
if they have the wherewithal to do it, then why wouldn't they do that? Especially when, well, yeah, why wouldn't they do that? Because I'm gonna bring up
we're
another topic in a couple minutes.
but we're talking about attempting to absorb a good chunk of the video game market. Like, isn't that the top definition of corporate greed and monopoly?
Depends. It
Yes.
depends on how you look at it.
Mm. James, you're
Because
you're quiet over there. Is this because this is your employer?
No, I'm reading the
go
email.
go ahead, James.
I'm
Oh,
reading the rest of this email.
but I'm like, you got to think of the like, how do you say this? Okay, for like instance, if this was Sony, I would agree with you if it was Sony
Why? Why only Sony but not
because
Microsoft?
Sony is proven has a track record of being a very selfish company that just like
Okay.
they want the exclusivity. Yeah, haha, we got all the games and no one else can have it. Look, even if this game is over here, we got something in the game that's exclusive to the game that is only for PlayStation people. Great, that's fine. If that's your business strategy, go for it. But then when another company does the same thing, you're gonna cry and boo-hoo and say, "Oh my God, they're trying to make it exclusive and change the market," and like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I don't think it's the same argument. I'm not saying anything about like, I'm sure that Microsoft would not enact any strict exclusivity things. And like, I was complaining about Sony doing that too. Listen, I am not on the Sony, like, oh, Sony, let them do whatever they want type train. Like, I know that Sony is greedy, but I'm just saying that everyone was saying that Sony's greedy, but I feel like Microsoft is just like this right here. I feel like
Yeah,
this is
but
some kind of
I feel like
on the
you're
same.
like they're competing with like Sony started
Mhm.
this. Are we in agreement with like Sony starting this war of fighting for
Sure.
exclusivity and
Hmm.
like a business strategy?
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
speaking to the PlayStation fanboys. Like when they like I was okay. I was watching a video about this guy. I think his name on X is like MGB or something like that. And he's a PlayStation fanboy, and he's been when PlayStation gets their exclusive drops, he raves about how they're exclusive and blah blah blah. And now that this and then the deals was happening, that he's been raving about how it's not going to happen, and just getting on Xbox fans saying that whatever. And now that it's about to be happening, he's like crying about it, like saying how, oh, it's not fair that it's gonna be exclusive. And now I don't like when PlayStation does exclusivity. It's like, okay, so what else do you have a PlayStation for if not for the exclusive games? If the games on PlayStation were on everything and you could play them anywhere, what would be the argument for having a PlayStation now? Is my question. Because with Xbox, they got Game Pass. They're trying to put games on PC, on the phone, on
True.
anywhere. You can
True.
play anywhere. Like it's not a thing. We're not fighting for exclusivity. I'm sure they're gonna make some things exclusive to the console, which they should. Just out of just because they should some stuff, but like generally stuff on Game Pass you can play on your phone, so you don't even need to necessarily buy an Xbox, which I think is another business strategy. They trying to get rid of the hardware, which is where they lose a lot of the money, I think. So it's a
Yes.
smart play on their part. But how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I guess, but I just don't think that Microsoft needs to own Nintendo and Valve and Warner Interactive and whatever this other thing is and TikTok. I just don't think that it's necessary. If they were even trying to buy TikTok, I have no clue. But I just know that it was mentioned in here a couple of times.
So this is from 2020. These emails, so it looks like they.
Yeah, this is not. This was like an inquiry
Yeah.
from. I should have led with that from a few years ago, but still,
The whole leak is old. Like
Yeah.
all the leak stuff, I don't think is gonna happen the way
No,
it
of course not.
says.
You think no? Microsoft is not going to buy it. It's not going to buy Nintendo. I would be very surprised if that were to ever happen, honestly. But
Yeah, I highly doubt it's gonna happen. But if you
no,
just
of course not.
like, if you can, then why not think about it?
Nintendo
You know what
doesn't
I
need
mean?
to be Nintendo doesn't need to be bought. I just don't really even see them handing themselves over to any company.
Yeah, maybe
really.
not at all. I think that seems like a legacy company that they want to keep.
It's
Yeah.
you,
Trying to
like
do its thing around.
when you say like you like I guess when you think of acquiring a company and buying them, yeah, I feel like you think about it very negatively. There's a lot of positives to like
No,
a big
there
company
are a lot of
buying you
positives, but
and letting you do your own thing still. Like it's not like Microsoft's going to control them. They would still be their own company.
I know, but I feel like they don't need that though. Like they don't even need.
They
They
don't need it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
there
don't
are
know.
good things that could come out of it.
There are good things that can come out of it, and there are bad
I
things
wouldn't be
that come out
mad
of
at
it.
Mario on Game Pass and you being able to play it anywhere. I wouldn't be mad at that.
True. But I highly doubt. Like I said, this email is from 2020, and nothing has happened yet. So I highly doubt that is a thing that will come to fruition. Honestly, but if it did, that would be
I gotta say I'm a hypocrite because if Sony were trying to acquire Nintendo, I would be mad at that. So hey, take it for what it is.
There you go. There you go. That is
boy wars are in full effect. Yeah.
Hypocrite number one.
It is what it is.
But we did this week. We got news of the Xbox buyout but the UK they finally approved the buyout for Microsoft Activision. So
yes, that's a good thing.
That one went through.
They did
September
approve
20,
it.
Yep.
So does that mean it's finalized?
We're in.
It's final. It's
let's
done.
see. Is it finally done?
I think they're still fighting They're still not approved in the US.
I thought they were approved in the US.
I think the US is one of them giving them a really hard time. The CMA or whatever association.
I don't know why I thought the UK was the only thing standing in their way at this point.
They were another one trying to give them a really hard time. But they've been approved in a few spots now. I think China and a couple other places.
I mean, at least let them have Activision Blizzard. They can't have Nintendo. They're probably still sore.
At least. Do you know how many companies?
I know. But even more so of a reason why they have enough. They're about to be acquiring enough, so it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. They're gonna get this. Yeah. I don't think this is gonna fall through now. So let them be happy with Activision Blizzard. There you go, Microsoft. Take it. Take it.
So the deadline is October 18th.
The deadline is October 18th for full approval. Otherwise, it's all gonna fall through.
Well, for Microsoft to deliver the buyout. So
okay, got it.
Yeah, but it looks like it's inevitable at this point because I mean they got the biggest hurdle out the way. So
yeah. Inevitable.
The door is open for the deal to be cleared.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. Finally, like I feel like this has been going on forever and like literally forever. So
yeah.
Has this been going on since 2020, 2021? How long have they been trying to buy Activision Blizzard?
They announced it. I was working at Microsoft by the time it was announced because I was like, oh man, maybe I'll get to work on Call of Duty. So at least late 2021.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is what happened after they were rejected by Nintendo and they're like, what else can we buy? That's what happened.
Probably so, yeah. I'm sure they got big plans though, because the new Xbox systems plans have been revealed. So with the new Microsoft Activision buyout,
they've been leaked.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
The leakers are going crazy at Microsoft. See what happens when I'm not on call? The hackers go
Well,
crazy.
this is actually a Microsoft themselves leaked. I think they were uploading something to like a government website, and they uploaded the wrong files. They didn't upload the redacted files, so it's like I think it was their fault.
You
If
think
I'm
the
not
person?
mistaken.
I'm
Do
about
you
to
think the
apply.
person that did that got fired? Because I feel like that's a big mistake to
Definitely.
make.
Or unless it was on purpose, because who
I guess
knows?
so.
These plans are old plans. Like these are not the plans, but
Yeah.
I feel like it still gives them. They puts them in the news. It's hype for Microsoft anyway. People are going to be paying attention to what they're doing now. Like I think it was on purpose, to be honest.
Oh, does anybody who knows the full
Um,
story can talk about that? Because I put an article in here that won't let me read the whole thing without paying for it. I'll let the
well,
Microsoft experts talk.
it's the
Oh, they
like
got
the
medium.
details of the leak aren't really that.
But what is it? It's a new console.
They put a picture of the system. I think it looks like a cylinder kind of to me,
Hold on, let me
and
go to
it
the.
stands up. It's only a tower, and they were talking about some of the things. But it's stuff that like it's cloud. There's gonna be a cloud based gaming system, no disc, all digital.
I thought they already had. I thought they
I
already
think they said
had
the
a.
price like $500.
Don't they already have a console that doesn't take a disc, or is this just like a just?
No, they do, but this is gonna
Oh.
be 2 terabytes. Um, yeah,
How
but
do
they
you
were saying
well?
some of the stuff.
Okay, I see it now. How do you guys feel about this so-called design, this cylinder thing?
If I could just round it out what's already there.
I don't think that's what it's gonna be, so I don't really
Well,
got
if
an
it was,
answer.
if it was what it was gonna be,
It's not my favorite.
it's a weird design.
I'm just so used to the box though. Like it's an Xbox.
I know.
You gotta keep it a box.
And now it's like
Like
a
you
yeah.
don't make it a cylinder, but like it's an X cylinder. No, it's an Xbox. Keep it a box. Yo, Microsoft, it's an Xbox. That name is fire. Keep it a box. Thank you. I be talking to
Yeah, I
Microsoft
think
like
they're good
they
to.
hear me.
I listen to
Somebody.
these again at work, so somebody will
you,
believe me.
you just play it loud in the office and
Yeah, I play it
somebody.
out loud.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm an Xbox supporter, so
I know, we know, Jaja, we know. Heavy on the Xbox support. All right.
Yeah. Did you watch the digital broadcast at Tokyo Game Show?
yes, I did the whole thing.
I didn't
It
even know
was
this was
fire.
happening. All
I
right.
loved it.
Tell us about the standouts, Jaja.
Everything.
Oh, okay. Everything.
I'm
Okay.
looking through now. Let's see what we got here.
I'm trying to see what is new that they like. It's a lot of stuff that we knew already. They showed us some deeper gameplay of like it's just trailers of games that we knew were coming out. Infinity. Oh, you want us to go through the list of stuff? Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, you have to go through the
They
whole
showed a
list.
game. Oh, well, okay. So a game that we didn't see, Hotel Barcelona. That looks really cool. It's like a 2D side scrolling hack and slash. Um, I guess Castlevania type game, but with a lot of gore. I think yeah, it's a really funky looking game.
Okay.
And it's from the developers of oh man, it's 2 studios that came together to do it. And I forgot it's 2 popular games, and they were like, yo, they were gonna I forget who did the I gotta find which 2 studios it was, because that's the more interesting part of it, that they're doing this together. But
Hmm.
damn it, I forget. But I can move on. Octopath Travelers 2 is coming to the Xbox. It looks like a cool game. I haven't got a chance to check it out, but I heard good things about it. It's like an RPG, JRPG. I think it's like 2.5D pixel graphics, something like that.
Hmm.
Definitely my type of game. I got to get a chance to get to it. Forza, everybody's waiting for Forza Motorsport. We all
Are
know
they?
that game. Yes, that's the next big drop of the year, Shannon. Yes, I'm waiting for Forza Motorsport, and day one Game Pass, so everybody's gonna be able to play it.
October
They're
10th.
talking October 10th. That's the release date. That's right around the corner.
It is. Literally. I can't believe September's over already. Sorry, that's continue.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
I think Fallout 76 is getting an update. Uh, Elder Scrolls is finally going to be fully translated and available in Japan. I'm not sure if it wasn't available in Japan before this, but they said there's going to be like a localized Japanese version that's launching November 15th. So shout out to that.
Nice.
And you can definitely tell the show was like their they were trying to talk to the Japanese people. You know what I mean? This was the Tokyo Gaming Showcase. It was a lot of Japanese developers, and so they were speaking, and it would be translated in subtitles what they're saying. It was like that type of showcase. So it featured a lot of Japanese companies, Square Enix. So it was cool. It was really dope.
Nice. But what about Nintendo? Didn't Nintendo do one? Or Capcom, sorry.
It was like an extension of the Tokyo Showcase. They showed like I guess to stand out in that, they showed some gameplay from Dragon's Dogma 2. I don't know if y'all are interested in that game, but it's supposed to be a highly anticipated game coming out. It's like a open world RPG, I guess similar to like it looks like Dragon Age Origins kind of, but like multiplayer co-op. So that one I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
And they showed Power World again. It's coming to Xbox next year. The game, the Pokemon inspired game, the roguelike Monster Hunter game.
Yes, I want to play that.
Guns. Yeah, where you're walking around with guns, shooting animals, and you can equip the animals with guns and all types of craziness. And you can make them work in your workshop. You can build the factory and make them work for you. Like
don't say shooting animals like that. It makes me feel bad for one.
Crazy, but the trailer is insane.
No,
people
I know.
Are really like outraged about this game, and I'm surprised there's like
because it's a little.
I haven't heard more.
It's a bit of a step. It's a little bit more extreme than Pokemon. I would say that yes, it is. It was a bit problematic, but it does.
When they showed the monsters in the factory, like lined up, like working the line, like
I feel like I didn't see that.
It looks.
I feel like I didn't see that.
You gotta watch the trailer. It looks crazy.
Part.
It looks insane. But
well, now I'm second guessing it.
Yeah. Pokemon, really?
I don't know about it now. Thanks, Jaja.
You got to watch the whole trailer. Like it looks kind of like the animal rights people are gonna go crazy. I'm surprised they're not going crazy right now. And I'm for animal rights, so but it's a video game, so it's like
that's my thing. Like they're like Pokemon type animals. They're not like it's not like I'm out here shooting little realistic frogs and bunnies and toads and deers.
Yeah, it's just fictional animals.
It's fictional animals that aren't meant to resemble real animals.
Fictional beasts.
Fictional monsters. There you go. So everyone just needs to calm down a little bit. This is not going to make me want to go out and shoot frogs. And if it does, then like if it does,
but what do you say? What do you say about GTA? You're going around shooting people, simulating real life stuff.
That's different though, because that's very realistic. But also still like people should
all works of fiction.
Yeah, people should also know to separate that.
But that would be my case. If y'all gonna let GTA rock, then y'all gotta let this game rock. That's just
this is different though. These are like fictionalized monster creatures. I feel like GTA is very realistic, so it's different. It's very okay. Continue.
If you're looking out for the Persona series, they got a couple games coming out.
Yep.
PUBG is getting an update. Party Animals. I'm gonna check it out because it kind of reminds me of Little Big Planet, so I want to see how it plays. But it's supposed to be like a silly game like that.
Silly game, yeah.
Gotta mention the Like a Dragon Gata. The Man Who Erased His Name is coming out to Game Pass. It's the next entry in the Like a Dragon series, which is a really popular series coming from Sega. So I got to mention that. And then I'm looking forward to the new Dragon Quest coming out, Infinity Strash, The Adventure of Dot. So
nice.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Lots of things to look forward to.
What else we got? That's it for the Tokyo game for the conferences.
One thing that people were looking forward to that was a complete bust was Mortal Kombat's port over to Switch. I don't know if you guys have seen the complaints on social media about Mortal Kombat 1 on Nintendo Switch, but it was like the talk of the internet for a little while because it looks absolutely horrible. Have you guys seen comparison pictures of what it looks like on the Switch versus what it looks like on
Pictures
Xbox?
and videos.
Or pictures and videos?
I would imagine.
Absolutely atrocious. Nintendo should be ashamed of themselves.
I mean,
Not really Nintendo.
isn't
Whoever.
this? Are we surprised by this right now? Isn't this what's been happening to all the games?
I'm not
From
surprised.
Harry Potter to Call of Duty to all the games that are like hard to
Actually,
port, and then they finally get ported, and it's like, all right, we can tell why.
I didn't see anything though about the Harry. I was wondering when I was reading about this because I didn't see anything about the Harry Potter graphics.
Watch a side-by-side video.
Okay.
They're out there. I'm sure you can see it.
But the issue was though, it's one thing for the graphics to look really bad, which they look actually really horrible. But what's outraging people is that the graphics look like this and it costs the same amount as it does on Xbox and PlayStation. This game costs $70 on the Switch. And yet the graphics are so bad. People are saying that it should not cost $70, the same as it costs on PlayStation or Xbox. And I agree. This is greed at its fullest right here. So they should have made sure that this game was, if they're going to charge $70 for it, they should have made sure that this game was as optimal as it could be. And if this is the best that they could get on the software of the Switch, then it should have cost way less, probably $40, to be honest. So I feel for the Nintendo Switch players, but also as a Nintendo Switch player, I feel like you can't really expect to be playing these games at acceptable graphics on that.
This isn't something that I'd be like, oh, I can't wait for this to drop on Switch. Like a game like this, probably not.
No.
How much is the Switch right now? Not the Lite, the Switch.
Like $350 or $400, one of those.
Let's see.
Got it.
Yep, still $350.
Yeah, $350
for the OLED version.
Yeah, and $300 for like the regular, like the older version. Why?
I don't even think the Xbox X or PlayStation 5 game should be $70. So,
I mean, it shouldn't, but that's where we are. That's where we are in life now. But
that's where we are. I was watching a video when I think Genesis games when they first came out were like $70.
Yeah, but I definitely don't think Switch games need to be $70. That's a bit much. That's a bit steep for the hardware, but yeah, it looks really bad. It looks really bad, but also I'm not surprised that it looks like this either, like you said.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that Switch players are so outraged, like they shouldn't have been expecting this. So
it also performs poorly.
Yeah, yep. I heard the load times are really bad and like all that other stuff.
For the games that get ported over that are already been available or are available somewhere else, those should be discounted. I could see the exclusives being like priced whatever, but the stuff that you can play anywhere should get a discount, especially if it's been out for mad long and it's just now getting here. And they charge me $70.
True.
But yeah, it happens.
Yeah. I just thought it was
optimized port.
Yeah.
It all sounds like a scam to me.
It is. I just thought it was funny. The side-by-side comparisons were hilarious. So I was getting a good kick out of that.
Yeah, no, these look pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. All right, Jaja.
I can't do much talking because I rep for a company that literally has 2 systems out right now that you have to water down for one of the systems. And yeah, this is a bit, so I guess I don't know.
I was actually tossing it to you for the next topic because I don't know.
I got you.
I don't know how to segue to the next topic.
This is a fun topic that I discovered this week. I was watching a video and it made me think about it. Do you guys see a big difference in like making a game exclusive for one console rather than the other approach, which may be acquiring a company and the game potentially going and being exclusive? Is there like a big difference between that?
Yes. I think fully acquiring a company and just making a game exclusive, I feel like are 2 very different things that one is probably way harder to do than the other.
Okay. But besides that, what makes them different?
Just the scale of what it is. Like we've seen Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard is a whole 3-year process. Well, I'm pretty sure if they just wanted to make a game from Activision exclusive to Xbox, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had to jump through that many hoops. But I actually don't know what that process is. honestly. What is I feel like it's a bidding war. Actually, I'm very curious
Gotcha.
now. Let me look that up. How does one
See,
make a game
I look
exclusive?
at it. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. The way I'm looking at it is when you making a game exclusive, like you're going in with the intention of I want this game here and I don't want it any place else because I want you to
Mm-hmm.
have to buy a PS. You have to buy whatever to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, when you're buying the company that makes the games, you don't necessarily have to make it exclusive. That's one. And if you do, like, wouldn't it potentially be better, especially with the way Microsoft's doing it, where they're not rushing these games out? They're giving the company as much time as they need to make the game. You get backing, you get funding. Like, couldn't that? And then you're more closer to the ecosystem, so maybe it could be more compatible with whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like there's a big difference in the two. But I was just saying that just because I was watching a video of this guy and he was just really like saying how there's a huge difference and it's worse that Microsoft's buying the company and like really trying to like make it look like Microsoft's an evil company for trying to acquire these companies to and then like it was just really nasty. Like the way that the talk is shifting right now. I don't like it. I don't like what the PS fanboys are saying right now. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh God, you're just heavy. You're heavy on the PlayStation fanboy. It's
Yeah,
you
it's
just
just
are
been heavy on
hating
the
on the.
shark
Yeah.
this week.
It's a
Sorry, when y'all was up, I
slander.
had to hear it. When y'all were up, I had to hear it. Just like I'm waiting for Droid to make that shift. When everybody starts realizing that Droid is better, then I don't have to hear all the iPhone bash that I get right now.
Mm.
Oh, you got green messages. Your green bubbles. They're so green. I can't read because it's green.
I don't say that.
Sorry.
Well, I
I
used
didn't
to.
say you. I didn't say
Okay,
you. But I know you've heard that.
I have.
I'm
I
not the
have.
first person that you heard that from.
I used to be that. I used to be that way, but I don't so much care anymore about that. But um, yeah.
Sorry. I'm
James, do you
like
have any?
this, and I'm the unpopular opinion. That's the funny part.
You
So
are.
everybody I talk to is like, "No, Jaja, you're wrong," and I'm like, "Well, we agree to disagree."
James, do you have any thoughts on that in particular?
Yeah, I actually am not in the camp of just buy a bunch of studios. I think you should probably focus your, whatever money you've been using for acquisitions to improve the quality of your studios you currently own. So let's say a studio like Sucker Punch Games that made Sly Cooper, and even Ghost of Tsushima. Like they knew, all right, I'm making this game for this system, like it's gonna be the best game I can make. So like they had all the specifications in mind for the exact console they were going to, so they knew how to exactly optimize what they needed to make the best game they could. And then focus on that rather than we got to make this eligible to play on everything, and then oh man, we might got to put it on Switch later on too, and who knows how it's going to play on that. So I mean, just that's just being developer minded of coding your thing for the exact system that it's going to be on. So like if I'm an app developer for iOS apps and I'm making,
Mhm.
iOS capable apps, I can make the best iOS app that I can versus I got to make an app that's going to work on Droids as well. So I think for game studios, it makes sense to develop with a platform in mind, just so you can make the best game that you can deliver.
Mm, that's a
And
good point.
gotcha. I was gonna say, wouldn't acquiring the studio like help with that?
Not necessarily, because now it's more on the developer's plate of like I will on when I'm coding a game for PS5, like I can work with this much power versus I gotta keep the Xbox, whichever the previous Xbox is, that's not the current gen or the best gen right now. I gotta have that in mind. So now I gotta dial it back some. Like there's no slider to just straight dial it back. Like you have to actually make a separate build for that system. So now that's a lot more work to do versus just we'll just use less power. Like that's not really like a power slider when you're making these things.
Gotcha. I mean, I understand that it's a lot more work, but like in terms of scale, like what Sony's like, let's take for example Bungie. They got Bungie. Bungie's developing Marathon. Marathon's supposed to be the next big thing for Bungie. That's PS5 exclusive. It's supposed to be what that company was bought for. So it's what you're describing right now. That's what Sony's doing with Bungie. On Microsoft side, it's just a different scale. They got so much more money, so much more. Their platform is bigger. Their cloud, like it's more than just Xbox. So it's like the scaling is different. So their bunch like that, I find them, I see them buying the companies and developing like that. And hey, you have the funding to do what you got to do, make it available everywhere. Do like if you got to hire more people, if you got to take more time, do what you got to do. But and then but I see it as like the same thing, just on a different scale. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, funding versus making it widely available is two totally separate things. So I think if we get more funding, you can definitely make a better game. But like if you have more funding, but you still have to make the game available on, let's say, 5 platforms. You got PS4, PS5, Xbox, both Xboxes and then Nintendo Switch. Like that's a totally separate issue. So like you'd have to hire a whole separate team to be like, oh, you guys are the team that's making this same game for this platform. So you're gonna be working with this other code base. So yeah, funding. I mean, if a huge entity like Microsoft buys you out and can provide you with the funding for something like that, it makes a little bit more sense. But like let's say we're gonna buy the studio and make their games exclusive, then you have funding directed at one specific thing. So I think it will work better in that instance versus we want to buy this thing, but we want to make it available for everybody.
Yeah, but what
But
I'm
use the
saying is like
same
it
small
doesn't
team.
make sense for Microsoft to go with that strategy of I'm gonna buy a company and have you only develop for Microsoft when I have access to all these different platforms. You know what I mean? It makes sense for Sony to do it because it's coming out on PS5. You buy it on PS5, I get my money from PS5, but the software from Microsoft could get the money from anywhere. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder to do. I agree with you. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more difficult and yeah, it's gonna take more money and more everything and resources and time, but they got it. So why wouldn't you do it? Is what I'm saying.
I guess you leave it at the hands of the
It's
studios
bully,
themselves.
it's the same game that they've been playing for years, Microsoft bully ball. That's what everyone complains about them. They bully companies because they got a bunch of money, and if the other company had it, they would do the same thing. So
That's true
Yeah,
too.
definitely. It's just a game of big bank take little bank. But yeah, I mean, I think they should kind of focus on um making the studios put out the best games they can with the money. I mean, the budget is there. Like, why go buy more studios if you're not making the best games you can with the current studios that you do have? Not
Good
to say that
point.
they're dropping bad games left and right, but I mean, if we'll put our money anywhere, like instead of go buying 2 houses, I'm gonna upgrade and renovate my current house instead of go buying a vacation home somewhere else.
Yeah.
listen, hopefully Redfall was the last first party disaster. We starting a streak with Starfield. We got Forza next, so hopefully we learn from our mistakes and they do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll bring it up at work.
Oh man, you know what's funny? You got to start like an accident chain email at work. Has that ever happened for you guys?
What
Like
is
where
that? Like you?
somebody like tags the wrong email group and it just tags
Oh,
the whole
nope.
department and the whole US and then everybody just starts replying all
That's like a
and
worst fear. I always double check
it's
to make sure I have the right people CC'd and I'm not replying all to something all the time.
it happens at my job every so often and one just happened that was like epic and I was having a good time with it this week. But anyway.
Nope, not me. Nope.
It was pretty entertaining.
I think most people just ignore group emails anyways, so I don't think
Exactly.
that'll happen.
It's like,
um,
oh man.
I was waiting for James to take us into TV movie, but it's fine. I'll just take us in there. No creative
TV movie
transition.
news.
There's only
Oh man,
We
doesn't
watched
look like much
TV
this
this
week.
week.
No, not much, but while we're in the age of striking and things like that, I thought that this was a pretty interesting story. So it's just more about like corporate greed and studio greed and things like that when it comes to fairly paying actors and stuff. This is specifically surrounding the Daredevil reboot, so that's going to be on Disney Plus. So we all know, or we've heard by now, that they're using a lot of the original characters from Netflix's Daredevil show in this show. Not all, but some. So there's basically the showrunner, the old showrunner from the original show, is concerned with Disney renaming the show because he's basically accusing the Disney studios of wage theft. And that is because crew members of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, which is the union that these actors are from, for the show, they would typically get full benefits, including vacation and holiday pay, after working on a show for 3 seasons. So if they had gone into more than 3 seasons of the original Daredevil, then people would have access to these benefits. However, if a studio gives the show a new name, like going from just Daredevil, which is, what it was on Netflix, to Daredevil Born Again, or other Disney Channel examples, it would restart the terms of the contract. So if they're bringing over some actors from the Netflix show who would theoretically have been working on this project for more than 3 seasons, but since it's now being branded as a reboot, they don't get access to any of the benefits that would have normally been owed to them. So this is just a scam that he's calling out. And I just thought, it's an interesting topic to discuss while we're in the age of studio greed and strikes and all that stuff. Just another way that they're trying to take money.
Yeah, that's actually pretty shicey. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I kind of gotta play devil's advocate in this situation. It's a new show. It's not the old show. It's a reboot. Yeah, you're playing the same character, but it's a whole new show. Are they retconning the stuff from the old show?
I don't know. Well, if they're not, then I feel like that's probably.
It has to. I guess my opinion would depend on that. How many? I'm sure there's going to be Easter eggs from the old show, but are they going to specifically reference stuff that happened in a totally different show? If they do that, then I might be like, all right, y'all need to. It's not completely a different show. This is like a spinoff. But
so it is the Netflix show canon, is what you mean. So I guess you just have to see
with that timeline. Yes.
Yeah. That's
and
very
I'm talking about specific stuff. They can't just say something in general that happens to every Daredevil. Something specifically that happened in a Netflix show. So we'll see.
True. Okay. I mean, I guess that's a fair point. And we'll see. We'll see. I actually don't know because
I hate agreeing with Disney on money stuff.
I know. There's been very little information about the spinoff of Daredevil and if there is the continuity from the original. So I guess we'll see. Maybe that's why they've been keeping it under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
I haven't looked at it in too much detail, but I think there's progress with the strike. So the writer's strike.
There's a little bit of progress, but I don't think that there's an overwhelming amount of progress. I think that we're still. Actually, I meant to look up where we were with that before this podcast started. I don't actually know off the top of my head, but we can give an official update on that next week when I've had time to research it.
We'll do our due diligence.
Yeah, due diligence. But yeah, it's been week. I don't even know what week we're in of this strike, but just
Actually, both sides are set to meet today, so we'll get some update later. Well, today is Sunday, so by the time you guys listen to this, you will probably have heard something. But wait until we give you the spill next week.
Yeah. Just listen. Don't watch any of the news. Just listen to our podcast.
Yeah. Get it here first.
Anything else, Judge? Do you want to quickly talk about Jonathan? Do you want to touch on Jonathan Majors, or do you?
I don't want to quickly touch on it. We could touch on it next week because I really want to break it down, and then the pod's kind of long at this point, so we could do it next week. But there's a lot of overwhelming evidence that he's innocent in a nutshell. So I could break it down next week, though.
All right, cool. Well, if there's nothing else, then everyone, thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Blerdsnerds podcast. Hopefully next week, my co-hosts would have done their podcast homework. We'll see.
Yeah. And hopefully next week, you guys tell me that the picture behind me was crooked the whole time.
Oh, I thought you knew.
I thought you did
I had no idea.
I'm kidding. Bad. Honestly, I didn't even notice it, but I do remember last week, James. Remember you had to fix it right before the pod. You're like, "Oh, my picture's crooked."
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I hung it up quite poorly.
Now I gotta check every week. You shouldn't leave it like that.
I thought you knew. I'm so sorry, James. It's fine.
It's all good.
But yes, thanks again everyone for joining us. As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Blerdsnerds, follow us on TikTok, Blerdsnerds_pod, send us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com, and rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast listening app of choice. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.